We now have three therapies that are available in the United States: satralizumab, eculizumab, and inebilizumab, that have received FDA approval. So these are drugs that have regulatory approval. But despite that, we are still encountering profound challenges with getting drugs to patients due to third-party payer resistance. And so the same third-party payers who would come back to us and say, when we were trying to prescribe rituximab, for example, that saying, well, there are no randomized controlled trials with rituximab, but it's experimental therapy, and they would refuse a rituximab prescription. These same payers are now putting a rituximab as a step edit in order for patients to be treated with one of the other modern therapies. So payers are very reticent to use and allow the use of high-cost medications, and there's no question that these new medicines are expensive. That's true, they are expensive medicines, but they are also the only medicines that are proven to be beneficial for this disease state. So there's a lot of work that has to be done at the payer level, and this is true for all three of the products, to eliminate these step edits that are forcing use of off-label experimental therapies first that are of unproven benefit in NMO, and to allow us to use these therapies that have gone through the rigors of regulatory approval and are of proven benefit. And so I think that is, in my mind, one of the things that we really have to continue to work on. Now, as a provider, there's very little that I can do in this regard. These are issues that have to do with the complex politics around medication reimbursement. And so it is still a challenge to this day to get drug to patient for any of these treatments. The access side of things is one, and then I think also education is extremely important. Many patients who have NMOSD are treated by specialists, but many are also treated by general neurologists, and so it's important for general neurologists to become educated about the currently available therapies. Data that we just discussed about inebilizumab and its superiority over azathioprine, at least based on historical control comparison, I think is also very important, because there are still providers out there who will reach for medications like azathioprine and mycophenolate mofetil as frontline treatments in NMO. And if you know that one drug is probably superior to another, you should go with the better drug, right? You want your NMO patients to have as few attacks as possible, and also to have a good balance of safety along with the efficacy. So that's a very important consideration, and so we have to get these messages out to the general neurology audience. Meetings like the one we're at ECTRIMS are a great way to disseminate this type of information, and after the information is absorbed here, hopefully it will be picked up and echoed, and people will learn from these experiences.